All right, here we go. Joining me on the line, he is from Local 5. He is down in Orlando, coming up on his second college football game in a few days, and he has a buddy in the car with him. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Jon Schaeffer. What's up, John?
Hey, B-sox. We're just driving past SeaWorld, and I had no idea they have roller coasters at SeaWorld.
Do the whales ride the...
Maybe that's the name of maybe it's the Orca or something like that. I don't know, but...
That's a great name for a roller coaster, man.
The Orca, yes. But you got to do a 3D roller coaster, and it like eats a seal or something in the middle of it.
Just destroys a seal in front of 6-year-olds.
It could be one of the 4D roller coasters where they like splatter red paint on you as it eats it.
Oh, that's crazy. Have you ever seen there's a whole thing on TikTok about what a-holes orcas are in the wild. Like they just murder things for fun and stuff. So I don't want to get off too into that tangent.
They're the jerks of the whale community. Let's just leave it there. Okay?
Yeah. That now I'm going to be thinking about this all day.
I got Colin rolling in laughter over here trying to drive the car. He can't believe this is how we're starting this discussion. He's never listened to this before. He doesn't realize we diverge off topic instantaneously. Like, this is just a willy-nilly chat about sports that doesn't revolve around sports all the time.
Yeah. What did he say? Or did he just laugh more?
He's just laughing. He's just coughing and laughter.
Perfect.
He's trying not to make noise, and I told him, you can be as loud as you want. B-sox doesn't care.
I don't. And if someone came in on the conversation right there, they would really wonder what we're talking about.
Orca, 4D roller coasters, and paint splatter jerk orcas, yeah.
There you go. Perfect. All right, so we're having you on because we want to preview the Iowa-Kentucky game, but I do want to look back at the Iowa State game you guys went to last night with Clemson, cheez-it Bowl. 20-13 was the final there, and I got to tell you, man, I had two main thoughts from this game. One, I felt horrible for Brock Purdy and the way the game ended.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we were talking about it after the game last night, and it's like Brock Purdy will remember that final play for the rest of his life, but I really hope Iowa State fans remember everything else across his career. Because, I mean, he's rewritten the record books at Iowa State for quarterbacks, and he deserves all the credit in the world because they don't win a Fiesta Bowl without Brock Purdy. They're not this team that plays Notre Dame, plays Clemson, and plays Oregon in 3 consecutive years without Brock Purdy. So, yeah, heart breaks for him. And then for him to step up and do a post-game interview and own it, and just say, like, this sucks. This isn't how I wanted my career to end either. It says a lot about who he is and his character, and I think nothing but the world of Brock Purdy and what he's done. Yeah, he has some head-scratching moments, but at the end of the day, I mean, you watch him, and it's like he can go out and make a play when he needs to. And frankly, he made a play on the 4th and 1 or 4th and 2, but then just everything fell apart, and it just went Iowa Stated itself. Let's go that route.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about it in the building this morning, and Danger from our sister station, Nash, he goes, it was such an Iowa State way to lose that game
definitely
of how it ended.
Yeah, and I don't know that Iowa State scores a touchdown on that drive. They hadn't stretched the field much in that game, but still for it to go that way, just crushing and again, that's not how Brock Purdy should be remembered at Iowa State.
No, absolutely not. Jon Schaeffer from Local 5 on the line with me right now. My other big thought from the game last night, unlike we talked a little bit about the Notre Dame game the other day and how it got off to a bad start, but kind of outmatched in that game. Last night, I didn't think Iowa State was ever outmatched. I thought Clemson was just a little better.
Yeah, and I think that game is decided on a fluke pick six. You really think about it, it's such a bizarre defensive play that happened that decided that game. You felt like Iowa State had some opportunities to go out and score and maybe miss out, a field goal here, a field goal there changes the game, and it just didn't go their way. That's football. Someone has to win and someone has to lose. But you're right, it wasn't like Notre Dame where they were sitting there getting their tails kicked in, all game long like it was with the Irish.
Yeah. I just, I don't know if it's one of those things where, Clemson wins 9 times out of 10 or it's split even, but, if they played again, it wouldn't surprise me if Iowa State would pull off the win, a few here and there.
Yeah, I think they get it. I don't think Clemson's offense was dynamic by any means, and, they had some good pieces, and I think, if you've got a Mike Rose or even a Breece Hall in that game, you're probably looking at a more fit Iowa State team than what we saw. So, I mean, a lot of pride to be taken out of that game for the Cyclones, and certainly they deserve a lot of credit.
Jon Schaeffer from Local 5 on the line with me right now. Let's switch gears over to the other side of things. The Citrus Bowl coming up this Saturday. Iowa taking on Kentucky. That game kicks at it's odd. It's 1 o'clock, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a 1 o'clock Eastern, noon Central. So
it is noon. Okay.
It's a noon Central game, so it's going to be a fun one. Looking forward to it. A lot of Iowa ties in this game, so it's going to be an interesting one for sure. Could be. It's another one where I'm telling you take the under because it's going to be a defensive battle, and Iowa can't score. So
that's the thing that I think this comes down to. If Iowa comes out and they're average on offense, not even good, just average, they've got a shot to win this, right?
Yeah, I mean, the question, though, is who's going to be their quarterback. They still won't name who their starter is. They know who it is. They just won't say. And so it's kind of frustrating. You hope that Brian Ferentz draws up some interesting plays and gets a little bit more creative than what we've seen the last couple of games, especially like that Michigan game, just lacked any creativity and any ability to do anything. So
and that's the sad thing about it. I think if you really did, and I forget if it was you I was talking to or somebody else, but it's imagine what Iowa would have done this year if they, not a great offense, just average, just okay.
Yeah.
Of where they'd be, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And they've got some great playmakers. It's just a matter of getting the ball in their hands. So I'm not really sure if Brian Ferentz wants to make the changes necessary, but we'll find out.
What's kind of the mood with the team and everything right now?
Pretty lighthearted, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I mean they're enjoying themselves. They realize, it's one more chance to play a football game and kind of embrace it and relax and take it all in and see what they can go do. See if they can get another win on the year.
Now, when we were talking about Iowa State the other day, you said you got into it, and the more you dug into it, you felt a certain way about it. Has that changed for Iowa now? Is it any different, especially being down there?
No, I think it's a very winnable game for Iowa or for the Hawkeyes. I mean, Kentucky certainly has been a good team. They went on a 6-game win streak to open the year. Their one major loss was to Georgia. They lost 3 straight in that stretch, and then when they've reeled off in another 3 in a row. So you're talking about a team that's very capable of putting up big numbers and scoring a lot of points. It's just a matter of, can Iowa match it? Can their defense create some pressure? They've got a quarterback in Will Levis that they're familiar with. He played at Penn State, and a wide receiver that Kentucky seems to think is really dynamic, similar to David Bell. So that's kind of concerning. I think you've got to make some defensive adjustments compared to what they did against Purdue. If they can do that, they keep them off the scoreboard, and I think this is a game they get a couple turnovers and turn it into points.
See, that's the thing about it. It's if they can get some turnovers on this team and do a short field, and even if they're getting it's kind of like with Tyler Goodson a few times this year. I know he's not going to be a part of the game, but it's instead of getting minus yards, even if you just got a yard here, a yard there, and in this case, even if you're getting a field goal here or there, you're keeping yourself, moving forward, so to speak.
Yeah, and the other aspect of all this is let's hope we get to game day. A lot of COVID issues have popped up for other bowl games, and not that we've heard of any with Kentucky, but you just never know. So the whole key right now is getting to game day.
All right, Jon Schaeffer from Local 5 on the line with me right now. As we wrap up, Iowa, if they win, what's going to happen? If they lose, what's going to happen?
Either way, I don't think Spencer Petras and Alex Padilla are both on the roster next year.
Really?
I think one of them hits the transfer portal in January. Who that is yet to be determined. I think we'll find out a lot about it, who they favor in this game, and then going into spring camp. But I don't think that either one of them will feel as though they should be a starter, and they don't want to have to necessarily go through the ringer again. And so I think it'll be interesting. And then you've got another guy in their third string in Labus who could also push for some reps. So it'll be interesting there. If they win, I think there's some pressure off of Brian Ferentz. If they lose, I think there's more pressure on Brian Ferentz. I don't think there's pressure anywhere else really right now other than that offense, and they know they have to change, and they're going to. So
if Iowa wins this weekend, it's because they find some way to have some offense. Is that kind of the long and short of it?
Yep, absolutely. If they win, it's because they got creative. If they lose, it's because they ran the ball, screen pass, punt.
It's kind of sad that that's what it comes down to, right?
Yep, exactly. isn't it kind of fitting? I mean, the Kirk Ferentz offense is just that: 2 runs, screen pass, wide receiver screen. Oh, we didn't get it, we're going to punt. So, I mean, it's kind of the nature of the beast.
I think we've talked about it before, but I've always thought that Iowa, if they had not a mobile quarterback, but just that guy that on third down could, run and get a first down here and there, of how much that would help this team.
Yeah, I mean, and that's I said it on a show earlier, I think this year with you. Like, you need a quarterback that can run the ball and be a threat with his legs, because nowadays that's what this game has evolved to. And if teams don't have to worry about a guy that can scramble, then they can drop 8 back, or they can drop 8 into coverage, or they can rush 8. It's up to them. Like, I mean, either way, it's going to make life hard.
Hey, real quick, who do you think it'll be? Petrus or Padilla?
I think we see both. I think Petrus starts.
Okay.
But I don't know I don't know how long his leash will be.
Who do you think? Okay, let's play the game. And I know you want to get going so you can have your lunch.
No, you're good. You're good.
If January comes and what you think happens, that one of them transfers, who do you think it would be? Like,
Petrus transfers.
Petrus?
Yes. I think Iowa is going to commit to changing how their offense runs. I think they're going to embrace a dual threat, and I think they go into an RPO system. But that's nitty-gritty stuff right there. But I think the gist of it is they want somebody who's more mobile.
Awesome. John, real quick, I got to ask, just because it's tomorrow night, college football playoff games, who you got?
I got Georgia and I got Bama.
Really?
I don't think there's any breaking out of it. I think it'll be interesting to watch for sure, but I think Georgia, Bama.
Well, John, hey, enjoy the game this weekend. Enjoy the playoff. This is the last time me and you are going to be talking for a while. I just want to say best of luck in what you got coming up next. Okay, buddy?
Appreciate it, B-sox. Always enjoyed the time with you, and we'll be in touch.